Three, two, one. Okay, so the case we got for this law project was Illinois v. Gates. I'm Thomas Gutierrez, and in collaboration with Rodrigo Ortega, he helped me with the presentation and the slideshows, information, and all that. The people involved, bit of background information before we get into the story. Lance and Susan Gates, who both worked together in taking a car to Florida to sell drugs. Detective Charles Mader, Chief Chicago Police Department, which we'll get into later, and the Supreme Court, obviously. So the quick summary, the main summary is that Illinois v. Gates, there was a couple by the name of Lance and Susan, or they call her Sue, Gates, that have gotten charges for drug trafficking. So, an anonymous tip has wrote to the Department of Chicago Police, and they get a tip from an anonymous source saying that Lance and Susan Gates, they drive to Florida and they sell drugs out of their car in Florida. They buy plane tickets to Florida, come back, drive. One of them drives back. And so Detective Chief Mader sees this and decides to follow the tip, hopefully to find something. So he gets a warrant from the judge of Illinois, a judge in Illinois, and to to search the car and hopefully search and seize drugs, which they should have done because according to the Illinois appellate and the Supreme Court, they affirmed that the letter wasn't strong enough evidence to obtain a search warrant. So this took place in 1983. Illinois v. Gates took place in 1983. The original date, which happened in 1982, so it took them a full year to get take it to Supreme Court and all that. So which is pretty interesting. The case falls into the Fourth Amendment. Lance and Susan Gates claims that this search and seizure was a violation of the Fourth Amendment. What the Fourth Amendment is, a quick summary, is that it protects citizens from a reasonable search and seizure by government and authorities. So they felt like that letter wasn't strong enough evidence for them to search for them to get a warrant and all that. So the Supreme Court have decided 6-3 majority opinion. Here we have the actual Supreme Court at the time, who were in favor of Illinois, and here we're in favor of Gates, 6-3 out of the 9. What's interesting is that that they didn't find that it violated the Fourth Amendment, but it did, however, impact the future of searches and seizures. The Supreme Court also overruled Aguilar v. Texas, which is brief summary that Aguilar was he was searched and seized by Houston police because of suspicion of drugs, which he felt that wasn't didn't feel like it was reasonable suspicion. So it placed that with the totality of the circumstances. So it looks at the bigger picture of all this. So Illinois v. Gates really changed all that. So the impact in this case influence was the police practices and reliance of informants, potentially leading on more investigations and arrests based on tips that may not have been thoroughly confirmed. So so you can't just rely on an anonymous tip, or there has to be more brief, solid, strong evidence for you to get a warrant and all that, as opposed to as this story, it was an anonymous tip. It came from out of nowhere. But yeah. Also, it had an impact on balancing law enforcement needs to investigate the protection of rights of individual privacy rights, impacting the way law enforcement have agencies conduct investigation. Also, how they conduct investigations, as I said before, a bit more training and all that. But yeah, here's our signing message, and yeah, that was our case. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.